In Srimad Bhagavatam, first it has been written that he was Devaki Suta. And also Srila Bhakti Swami Maharaja has written that he was born from the womb of Devaki and from the Vasudeva. And he was adopted son of Nanda Baba. But he has admitted also other places. Nakhalu Gopika Nandano Bhavan. Gopis are telling, are you not the son of Jashoda? Yes, you are. But since you are not, because you are so cruel. Also, Nanda King Akrod Brahman, after that, no Sukhapo, Gopika Sutta. That is written and Sukadeva Goswami is saying. This Krishna, Supreme Lord, is not, he cannot be received very easily. And Gopika Sutta Krishna, Gopika Sutta means Jashoda Sutta. For Jnani and Yogi and others, they can. Nandastu Atmaj Utpanne Jatrada Maham. Nandastu Atmaja. Atma means Atma Vaijayati. Here especially Sukadeva Goswami has openly written this. Because Krishna is partly as a Narayana, he is son of Devaki. And fully in all colors, Brajendanandan Sham Sundar Sudanandan, fully he is. After this, Krishna in childhood, when he was only 6 days, he killed Putana with not 1,000 or 60,000 elephants' power. She came to give Krishna poison from his purse. Krishna took it and shocked with poison and his life also. And became very restless and told, oh, give up, give up, give up. So thousands and thousands of elephants, she could not. And Krishna, being a child, small of 6, he was on the breast of Putana. And she became a very big demon, about 12 miles. She wanted to go to Kansa, but Krishna, oh, from here you cannot go. And then she died. After that, Krishna in childhood also killed Sakatasur and Kilavar. Being a child, Vamandev went to Bali Maharaj to cheat him, to take his whole kingdom. And he wanted 3 feet step land. But when he began to measuring 3 feet, then he became 3 Vikram. Oh, from sky to this. And in 2 feet he covered whole world. And there was nothing. Then Bali Maharaj gave himself that I am giving you. And thus Bali Maharaj conquered him. But he became so long. When this Prithvi in Pralaya was buried, in water of devastation. Devastation. When This land Prithvi was in water. Paradev, very big, and took earth only teeth and picture. In this way, Ramchandra killed Ravana in a big form. But Krishna did all these sweet pastimes. Asvaj was covered. There was big asvaj, but it was covered with very madhurja. So Krishna is unlimited, master of asvarja and madhur. But in Braj, always asvarja is covered with madhur. He lifted Govardhan. Any man cannot do it. Never it can do. He killed all these demons. A man cannot do. So, Krishna is himself, Supreme Lord, but in this Braja, he has done all pastimes, not in a big form, but being a child. This is his speciality. And how Krishna was minded, Krishna has no outside, no inner side, no upper side, no lower side, no dimensions here, nothing. He is unlimited. But Mother Yashoda, by love and affection, by Vatsala, he binded. Prem Prayojan can speak in very short form.
Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnanandanaslakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaye Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadvaktaya Namo Namah. First of all, I offer my Satsang Dandavat Pushpanjali, my heart like flowers thousands of times at the lotus feet of Aswati Parvaratatam Guru Pada Padma, Om Vishnu Pada Shtotra Sadasismat, Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaja. I offer my pranam at the lotus feet of my Guru Parampara and to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So, Srila Gurudev wanted me to speak in brief the pastime of Dham Bandhan Lila, how Sri Krishna, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Advaya Gyan Paratattva, the Supreme Absolute Truth, non-dual reality, was bound by the love of Madhya Yashoda. So it happened that Madhya Yashoda, she woke very early in the morning. Why? She was thinking to herself, my son is so restless. He goes here and there, stealing butter. Perhaps all the mothers from the other houses are coming to me and complaining to me because he goes there to steal their butter because it tastes better. Perhaps the butter in our house is not so good. Why? Because I don't make it myself. My love is not in this. The other servants make this butter. So I will myself wake up and make this butter. So Madhya Yashoda rose very early in the morning in Brahma Muhurta. And there she took the milk to the best cows, Padmagandeya and others, and began to boil this milk and make butter from yogurt. So Madhya Yashoda was in one room and churning the yogurt and absorbed in thoughts of Shri Krishna. And Shri Krishna was in Madhya Yashoda's bed. Madhya Yashoda, when she got up, she took the hand of Krishna and put it on a pillow to make him think that his mother was still in bed, but she was gone. So when Krishna began to feel around, oh Maya, where are you? No response, just a pillow. And then he began to open his eyes and he began to cry. But his mother did not come. Why? She was in another room and churning the yogurt and remembering the pastimes of Krishna, chanting the names of Krishna. Govinda Damodaram Madhaveti, Govinda Damodaram Madhaveti, Govinda Damodaram Madhaveti, Govinda Damodaram Madhaveti. Krishna is always attracted by kirtan. So he came to get off the bed, but he's very small and the bed is high. So it was difficult. He had to climb down backwards on his stomach, drop down from the bed, and quite naked and weeping, he began to stumble out of the room looking for his mother. And he was crying, Maya, like we hear Sudarshan playing on harmonium, Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. Krishna was crying, Maya, 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 louder and louder. But she could not hear him because she was completely absorbed in kirtan and remembering the sweetness and pastimes of Sri Krishna. So Sri Krishna came out from the room, rubbing his eyes and tears running down his face and onto his belly, washing the kajal from his eyes. So tears were coming like Ganga and Jamuna, white like the Ganges coming from the eye where he rubbed off the kajal, and black like the Jamuna where the tears were mixing with kajal and running down his face. And Madhyashoda was churning the butter, where she looked so beautiful. Her waist was very narrow, hips very wide, wearing very, very fine silk sari. And Sri Krishna came up to her and he put one hand on the churning stick and one hand on Madhyashoda's veil. And when he took her veil, then she looked and saw that the son she was remembering, thinking about, was there in front of her. So she took Krishna into her lap and began to give Krishna her breast milk. At that moment, Bhakti into Bhakti Rasa. Why? Milk was flowing. For ordinary people, they have sattvic bhavs, tears flowing, body trembling, hair standing on end. Madhyashoda has all these sattvic bhavs, but another sattvic bhav also, milk, that's her praying, flowing from her breast. So all sattvic bhavs were mixed with vibhav, anubhav, vyabhachari bhav, and Bhakti became Bhakti Rasa. So just then, as Sri Krishna was taking the breast milk of Madhyashoda, and she was joyfully looking at his face, the milk that was being boiled on the fire was thinking to himself, oh, Krishna's belly is unlimited. All the millions of universes exist in the belly of Sri Krishna. And at the same time, the breast milk of Madhyashoda, it's not breast milk, this is Vatsalya Prem. Her prem is unlimited. So if his belly is unlimited and her prem is unlimited, then this Krishna's drinking of her breast milk, it will go on forever. And I, the cow's milk, I have no chance to do any seva. So without any chance for seva, no need to be alive. So the milk was jumping over into the fire. But seeing this, Madhyashoda thought, I should save the milk. Because from my breast milk, I cannot make yogurt, butter, paneer, and so many types of sweets. So I should save this milk to make many preparations for Sri Krishna. So Madhyashoda went to put Sri Krishna down. Now when Putana said to Krishna, oh child, leave me, she could not put him down. And Krishna was had the breast of Putana in his mouth. He was not holding with his hands or legs because he was only 6 days old. But now he's older. He's 2.5. And he was holding onto Madhyashoda like a monkey, both arms, both legs, and with his mouth, as hard as he could. But Madhyashoda, even though Putana has the strength of 60,000 elephants, and Madhyashoda seems like an ordinary cowherd girl. But with one hand, with her left hand, she just took Krishna and sit down, Michael, and put him down, and went to take care of, sprinkle some water on the milk and stop it from boiling over. At that time, Sri Krishna, he was very angry. He felt that he was not fully satisfied by drinking this milk yet. He wanted more, but Madhyashoda had put him down. So he thought, what mischief can I do? So then he took a pestle and he approached the big pot of yogurt that she had been churning. Now if he will break the top of the pot, then the pot will break. But if you make a hole in the bottom, then what will happen? It will spray out all across the kitchen. So Krishna is very intelligent. He took the pestle and broke a hole in the bottom of that clay pot. And Krishna was delighted to see the yogurt spray all over the kitchen floor and make a terrible mess there. Krishna was very happy. But then the next moment he realized, uh-oh, if my mother sees this, then she'll punish me. So Krishna thought, it's time to leave the scene of the crime. So he began to sneak away, but he's only 2.5, so he didn't realize that if he'll sneak away through the yogurt, then he'll leave a trail of yogurt footprints leading all the way to his hiding place. So Krishna, who is the Atvaya Gyan Paratattva, the embodiment of all knowledge, now as a 2.5-year-old child, he did not know that he should have walked around the yogurt. So walking through the yogurt, leaving the footprints to the next room, Krishna made his getaway. After some time, Madhya Yashoda came back and saw, oh, what happened? The pot is broken, yogurt is everywhere. And then she saw some small baby footprints. And thought, oh, I ought to follow these footprints and catch that naughty boy. And she began to follow the footprints into the next room. When she came to the next room, she opened the door and looked. And there, Krishna had climbed onto a grinding mortar. And he was taking butter from the pots hanging from the rafters and feeding this butter to so many monkeys and crows. Why? Because in a previous incarnation, when he was Lord Ramachandra, he took the help of so many monkeys to build a bridge across the ocean to Lanka. But at that time, he had no opportunity to feed them. So in this incarnation as Krishna, he was feeding all the monkeys. And the crows, they were the descendants of Kakabhushandi, also from Ram Lila. So Shri Krishna was feeding them, and his back was to the door where Madhya Yashoda was coming. So he could not see her. So Madhya Yashoda, like a cat, walks very softly. A cat can walk on dry leaves without making any sound. So Madhya Yashoda, she took a stick in her hand, so I'll teach him a good lesson. And with gentle steps, she began to sneak up on Krishna. So Krishna was feeding the monkeys and feeding the crows. Krishna could not see Madhya Yashoda, who was behind him. But the crows and monkeys could see Madhya Yashoda. So the monkeys and the crows began to run away. And Krishna, oh, come back. Why? Don't you want butter? But they were all fleeing. Then he realized, of course they want butter. They're going for a reason. Madhya Yashoda must be right behind me. And he looked and saw, just as she was about to catch him. And Krishna quickly jumped down from the grinding mortar and began to run. Krishna was running, and Madhya Yashoda took the stick and was running behind him. But she's quite healthy, as they say in India. And so she could not run so fast. And Krishna was running in a zigzag way, here and there. So Madhya Yashoda was trying to catch him. Pantasta koti shatavatsara sampragamyo. In Brahma Samhita, it is said that the rishis, yogis who can travel at the speed of the wind, travel at the speed of mind, even they cannot touch the tip of the toe of Sri Krishna. But Madhya Yashoda was running after him and getting very close, about to catch him and taking her stick. And Sri Krishna said, oh, don't hit me, don't hit me. Madhya Yashoda said, oh, who has broken the vessel? He said, oh mother, you have done it. You have very big ankle bells. And when you got up to go and take care of the milk, then you hit the pot with your ankle bell and it was broken. You have done it. Then Madhya Yashoda said, I know that you're a thief. You are chore. Krishna said, there's no chore in my dynasty. Maybe there's a chore in your dynasty. Because Madhya Yashoda, in her dynasty, she had one ancestor. His name was Chor Ghosh. That was his name, Chor Ghosh. So Krishna said, in my father's dynasty, no chore. Perhaps in your dynasty, there's a chore. And Krishna was running away. Again, Madhya Yashoda went to catch him. She said, oh, who was feeding the monkeys? Krishna said, he who creates the monkeys, feeds the monkeys. And Madhya Yashoda was became more and more anxious to catch him because he's being so cheeky. Then suddenly, with her left hand, she caught Krishna's right hand. And with her right hand, she took the stick, and Krishna was running behind her legs, here and there, going behind her. Then she saw that his face was so scared. She thought that, oh, if I will scare him too much, then when he grows up, he may be maladjusted. So I don't want to scare him too much. So seeing the fear in his eyes, she threw away the stick and she said, all right, because you and the grinding mortar together were involved in this crime, I shall punish you. The grinding mortar was your accomplice, so I'll punish the two of you together. So she took him to the grinding mortar and she took a rope. And it was her intention to tie a rope around his waist and then from behind, like a baby harness, and then tie that to the grinding mortar so that he could only wander within, he could only make a disturbance in a small area. He couldn't go very far. So she took the rope and put it around his waist. But what happened? It was 2 fingers too short. So she took another rope and tied it together. Again she put it around and it was 2 fingers too short. So her friends came, she told them, bring the rope from your houses. So the Sakhis of Madhya Yashoda, they bought all the ropes from their houses, all the rope in Braja. And they tied them all together, she tied them together and put it around Krishna's waist. But still it was 2 fingers too short. Why? 1 finger represents sadhana. If one wants to attain the Krishna prema, by which Krishna can be controlled. Sri Krishna said, Bhakta ama bandhiyache, O my devotee, prema abhitare, binds me with the rope of love. So if one wants to bind Krishna with the rope of love, with the rope of prema, then one must do sadhana, practice. But that's only 1 finger, still another finger too short. Our sadhana, bhajan, our own practice is never enough. In addition to one sadhana, one will also require kripa, the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas, the mercy of Sri Krishna. And when one does sadhana and kripa is there, these two mixed together, they will cause the manifestation of prema, by which Sri Krishna is bound. So Madhya Yashoda was trying again and again to bind Krishna, but 2 fingers too short. Then Drishtva parishramam Krishna kripayasit sobandhane. When Sri Krishna saw that his mother was so embarrassed, she was very embarrassed. From early morning to noon, many hours, 5 hours, Madhya Yashoda was trying to bind Sri Krishna. She was sweating, her face was red. She was thinking, you came from my womb, you're my son, you are not more intelligent than me, I can control you. But she still could not bind him. Madhya Yashoda was thinking, if I cannot bind my own son, then how will I show my face to my friends? She was very embarrassed. So at once, Yoga Maya came there, and Madhya Yashoda took the rope that was binding her hair, and with the 1 rope from her hair, put it around Krishna's waist, and bound him to the grinding mortar, and now Krishna was receiving the punishment, the discipline of his mother. Then she went away to do her housework.
So Mother Yashoda wanted to bind unlimited Krishna. And he ordered all the gopis, O Sakhi, bring ropes from your houses. All ropes were brought and they were binded together, even to finger ladies. So what is that he told? One is sadhana. In sadhana, what sadhana? What Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami had did? Sankhya Purvak Nam Gandati Kalavasami Krito Nigrahar Vihar Kaj Dijtau Chatanta Dino Suyo Radha Krishna Gudasmrte Mudhurimandein Sammohito Bande Rup Sanatana. Sometimes fasting, sometimes only shana, sometimes nothing, whole day night chanting, O Radhe, where you are, sometimes in Radha Kund, sometimes in Shyam Kund, sometimes in Bhandirvan, sometimes here and there, like mad persons. So, how they have done? This is sadhana. Especially what sadhana? First, Rupa Goswami has told 10 things. Guru Padashraya. Guru Susrevana. So Karma Siksha from Guru. And Visambhaina Seva. Visambhaina Seva what? Like what? Friends. Like Kanfu. We should serve Guru. Obey him. Always with him. Always following his orders. This sadhana is best of all, superior than all kinds of sadhana. We should try to do all these things by which Guru Dev will be happy, satisfied, and Krishna Bhakti will come. This is sadhana. And second is mercy of Krishna. But sadhana is prominent. By seeing his sadhana and his labor in that, Krishna will be satisfied. And then his yoga maya will go away and Krishna will be blinded by that past wonders. So, these teachings, these sweet pastimes of Krishna has so many teachings, so many teachings. We should try to learn, and by that we should serve Krishna like Mother Jashoda. More than that, like Gopi, Brajaramanina, and more than that, Rukmanjari and others. This is the main object of our life. Gaur Premanande. One kirtan.
Hare Krishna. So, you saw the storm outside.
Where is Braja? Brajaballam? Brajamohan? Where? They are not here.
Hare Krishna. Some devotee has requested for initiation. It will take place day after tomorrow in Gurudev Bhajan Kuti. For male devotee have to shave hairs and for female no need. But for initiation, the new devotee must be certified by any senior devotee. So for initiation, they can come day after tomorrow 9 a.m. And fire sacrifice will take place in Gurudev place Sunday 9 a.m. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So you noticed there was a major storm outside, and the tents outside for the Prasadam hall have been destroyed, so we have to put them back together tomorrow morning. But luckily, by Srila Gurudev's mercy, the Prasadam tent and Prasadam, everything is fine. So now we're going to have Prasadam in the hall outside, and we request everyone, please do not bring the plates into the temple room, into this room here, because the management has not allowed us to eat Prasadam in this room. So please do that. And then tomorrow there will be class by Sripad Tirtha Maharaj at 7:30, Sripad Madhav Maharaj at 10 a.m. and by Sripad Nimi Maharaj at 3 p.m. Those of you who are coming today, we have a registration booth outside. Please register. We'd like everybody to register. If you're not able to register, please come and talk to me or Sushil Prabhu, and we will try to figure something out. And also, we need helpers in the kitchen in the morning and in the afternoon for cutting. So you can come 9 o'clock or 1 o'clock for helping. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. We would like everybody to be very careful walking on the lobby. It is a little bit wet, so we have tried to wipe it up, but be very careful. One small girl has already fallen. Just sit.
Again, I would like to request the devotees. The devotees who are managing here are very humble and shy, and they do their level best, but they need help, especially for preparing lunch and dinner. If you all who are here can volunteer, You can raise your hand. Who can help with the cutting of vegetables starting at 9 o'clock in the morning? Yeah. And in the afternoon at 2 o'clock, who can help? Yeah. And cleaning? Every night after all have taken dinner, then help is needed for cleaning. Who can help with that? More hands? Yeah. Cleaning. Brahmacharis can help? Not many. Yeah. We want to see more hands. Yeah. Jiva, Giridhari. Yeah, good. Kaishi? Kaishi also. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Prabhu also. So you can all contact, if you need some help with transportation, contact Srila Prabhu. And he can help with bringing you here in time at 9 o'clock. If you start at 9 or 2 o'clock, everyone will be able to attend Srila Gurudev's Harikatha very easily in the evening. Hare Krishna, thank you for your cooperation.
Brajmohan, Kirtan.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Magana Churairo Nandalala Magana Churairo Magana Churairo Nandalala Magana Churairo Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Aji Murali Manohar Nandalala Murali Manohar Nandalala Oh Murali Manohar Nandalala Murali Manohar Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Nandalal Krishna Govinda Govinda Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Nandalal Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Nandalal Govinda Nandalal Gopala Nandalal Govinda Nandalal Gopal Govinda Nandalal Gopala Nandalal Govinda Nandalal Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda 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 Gopala Krishna Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Hari Murali Vajaya Nandalala Murali Vajaya Magana Churaiya Nandalala Magana Churaiya Govindariya Nandalala Govindariya Parikini Parataiya Nandalala रास रचैया नंद लाला रास रचैया ओहो रास रचैया नंद लाला रास रचैया ओ मेरो नंद लाला मेरो नंद लाला मेरो ओ मेरो गोपाला मेरो गोपाला मेरो नंद लाला मेरो नंद लाला मेरो गोपाला मेरो गोपाला कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल नंदलाल कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल नंदलाल गोविंद नंदलाल गोपाल नंदलाल कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल नंदलाल कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल नंदलाल की वजह জয় গোরা চাঁদে বনমালা করে জন্ম গলদেশি বনমালা করে জন্ম জরমল জরমল